For too long now, fishing shows have been dull and boring. Well, that was until Hook, Line and Sinker put the stupid back into fishing. Call it your fishing renaissance. We're putting in what everyone else leaves out. So sit back and relax as Nick and Andrew take you on a warts and all fishing trip of a lifetime. 6 states in 12 weeks, a fishing rod and a 95 Commodore, the only thing between them and disaster. This is Hook, Line and Sinker's Road Trip Australia.
Oh, look. Have a look at that. That's some sort of trevally, probably a turrum.
That's a good fish. Cobia. Are you awake yet, Nick?
G'day everyone and welcome to Hook, Line and Sinker's Road Trip Australia. Andrew, today we begin the New South Wales leg of our journey. This is Smoky Cape.
It is, Nick. It's a beautiful spot. This is Southwest Rocks, and ever since I've been a small child, Nick, I've wanted to come and fish these waters because there's everything swimming around out there.
Mentally, you still are a small child. Out here we've got marlin, kingfish, snapper, a myriad of species on offer. Tomorrow morning, we fish. Before then, you shave.
All right, well, we have ventured out here. The sun is finally up and it looks like a pretty good spot, Southwest Rocks. This is Brian Dodge from Southwest Rocks Fishing Charters, mate. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now, just tell us a bit about the area that we're very close to shore, yet we're fishing for big fish.
Yep. Southwest Rocks, the marlin grounds are very close to shore. There's none of this going out wide, so there's quite a lot of marlin caught here. It's a bit of a slow year this year, but yeah, it's a good spot.
It's always a slow year when we turn up with the camera, mate. Now, what are we doing here? We're over some bottom?
Yep, we're fishing over a reef here.
Yep.
We've got some bait set deep for cobia, and we've got surface bait out for marlin.
Okay, so live bait fishing, I guess it's a bit of a lucky dip as well. Like, they're the fish we're targeting, but...
Yeah, anything can happen. There's been a few jewfish here. You can pick up some pearl perch and snapper and things like that, or take the baits as well.
All right, anything can happen. We're just waiting for one of these baits to go off. Well, Brian and I are. Diagon is in the cabin having a snooze. Unbelievable. Oh goodness. Oh goodness me. Something has eaten the live bait, which was down on the bottom, and it's having a bit of a go. Oh, we've been at it for a little while now, not too long. What is it? It's about 8:30. And, something has engulfed this live bait and just taken off. Now, the fight begins. Come here, Brian. What have we got here?
I'd say it's a cobia.
Cobia?
Yeah, that's the main thing we're targeting on this reef. There have been some other species. It's a bit hard to tell yet, but...
Now, just tell us, over there, on the hill...
Yes, that's Trial Bay Jail.
Trial Bay Jail. Tell us a bit about Trial Bay Jail.
It hasn't been used for a long time. It was an internment camp. Prior to that, it was the first jail to try and turn the criminals into good people instead of just being a prison.
Now.
Move that rod out your way.
I just can't believe how close to shore we're fishing. No wonder there's so many trailer boats around this area.
Yeah, it's a good spot for the trailer boats. You don't have to go wide. It's a couple of minutes if the weather comes up bad. You're a couple of minutes and you're back into safety. And some quite large fish get caught here.
Some quite large fish. Now, I don't know how big this bloke is, but it's not a bad fish.
No. It should be a reasonable sized fish.
Have a go, Hardy.
Oh, you're up, are you? I've got cover. It's a big fish. It's a big cobia. Oh, he's a beauty. They call these things black kingfish, don't they?
Yeah, they commonly, it's a common name for them. They're also called a crab eater.
A crab eater.
Yeah, they have a tendency to eat anything that swims past them or walks past them,
Including a live bait.
including a live bait.
Yeah. Now we're going to keep this fish because they're good eating, aren't they?
They are good eating. If you stay still for 5 minutes.
Yes.
There we go. That's one cobia for you.
That's a good sized cobia.
It's a nice fish.
How big's that?
It'd be 12 kilo,
12 kilo.
10 to 12 kilo, I'd say. Quite a nice fish.
Holding him up.
Just be aware of the spines on his back.
Yep.
They are very sharp. Get that gaff out of
Oh,
the way.
that's a good fish. That's a good fish. Cobia. Are you awake yet, Nick? Yeah, you're a lazy slob. You're fat, and I don't mean pH fat. That's a fat fish. pH fat.
All right, well, you've insulted me, you've caught a fish. So I think it's time that we change our tactics to put you on the back. Oh, you've been jumpy, you're
I
on?
thought you were going to hit me.
No, I'm not going to hit you.
No, welcome back.
Thank you.
Have you had a nice snooze?
Look, I'm very
Are you
well rested.
Yeah.
I'm well rested and ready to go.
That's good. We have changed tactics. As the sun gets higher, Brian says that the fishing on the reef shuts down a bit.
Yep.
So we did our, well, you know, I did my work.
No, you did a good job.
Yeah. So we're trolling. There's been some yellowfin about.
Yep,
Yellowfin
yellowfin
tuna.
tuna. So we've got a few lures out the back and we're just steaming down to a place they call Fish Rock.
Fish Rock, Nick. Why do they call it Fish Rock?
Well, because it's very fishy, and when you have a fishing show, you like places that have names like Fish Rock, because
Right.
with any luck we can turn something up down there. So yeah, yellowfin, possibly striped tuna, and always with the great sort of hope that a marlin might come up.
You never know.
You just never know.
Never
But
know.
this is a beautiful spot, and as you were saying before, so close into shore to be catching game fish species.
It's good, isn't it?
Good port.
I like it.
Ooh. Oh, all right. Well, this is all right. Over there is Fish Rock that we talked about when we trolled down here. And we have just turned up a little bit of a fish here, using reasonably heavy gear and just sort of bottom bouncing, dropping her baits to the bottom, using cut baits, strip baits, and then a few winds off the bottom.
What have you got?
Well, I don't know, Andrew.
I reckon you've got a kingfish.
Do you? You're
Yep.
quite an expert in these matters.
Well, I can see it.
You can see a little flash of colour down there.
Yeah, it's a kingy.
It is a kingy. Oh,
Yellow-tailed kingfish, Nick.
and this area, Brian, is pretty sort of famous for its yellow-tailed kingfish. Hang on, I'll come round. Ah, just mind that hook, mate. I can't hold him really. Not a huge yellow-tailed kingfish, but they do put up a pretty amazing fight for a fish that size.
Fish Rock, Nick,
Yes.
is famous for its yellow-tailed kingfish.
Yes.
Bigger than that. In the winter months, the big yellow-tailed kingfish turn up to 30-kilo yellow-tailed kingfish.
And that fish of, you know,
Kilo.
a kilo gives a pretty good account of itself. I shudder to think what a 30-kilo one might do.
Very good.
That's good.
That's a start.
And you can see the vultures are moving in.
Yeah.
They've seen
Apparently,
us. They've heard
Fish
that we're
Rock,
here.
The name Fish Rock gets the fishermen as well. I don't know
Yeah.
why.
That fish goes back to Fish Rock. Got another fish on.
You're just having a bit of a purple patch.
Yeah, no, I'm going very well, Andrew. What is amazing, this boat out here
Yeah.
is fighting a marlin.
Yes.
Now,
We saw a marlin swimming around
Yeah.
the boat.
we've been catching little snapper and funny little things like that. It's quite extraordinary to think that you can be sitting here catching little pinky snapper. Bloke over there's got a marlin on.
Yeah.
It's a fairly diverse fishery, be fair to say, Andrew.
And these kingfish just seem to be going all right too. I threw a live boat down a minute ago and got blown away. And you've got one on bait.
Southwest Rocks used to be New South Wales' best kept secret.
Oh look, here's another one hooked up over here by one of our
People
people on
our
the
posse.
set. This is where having a fishing show is good because you get them to hook them up.
Yeah, and you just wind them in.
Oh yeah.
I've never hooked a fish in my life,
Whoa.
actually.
Kingy. Oh, they pull
They
this.
go, they're unbelievable little fish, aren't they?
You gotta go.
I've got a bit of colour here, a little bit of colour. Fish following him up, I think. Oh, just try and get Brian with a little bit of spray. Wow. There you go. Just good, healthy little fish they are. Probably Southern Australia's premier inshore sport fish, the yellowtail kingfish, and deservedly so because they go.
They pull.
They do. How you, Trevor?
Here. The harder you pull,
The harder they pull.
the harder they pull against you.
I'm going to let mine go just to
Yeah, nice.
back into the water.
Nice
Interesting. Up here, I don't think they eat that well.
Kingy.
Oh, they get a bit soft and mushy or something,
Yeah.
but if you catch them in southern states, very nice.
Very nice now. Where is this?
You're
bloke?
getting towed up a bit there, Hardy. I don't know that you've got the stamina.
Well, I've already caught the big fish at the day.
You
I
were
don't know
calling
if
me
you saw that.
fat earlier. I'd like to point out the number of chins you're running. Looks like you're wearing a neck brace. You've got so many chins, you need a bookmark to find your mouth. How you going?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good one. Kingy. Southwest Rocks is one of the most remarkable fishing destinations in the country, Brian Dodge, and Southwest Rocks Fishing Charters is the best way to explore the boundless possibilities. Give them a ring on 02 656 65298.
The only place to stay in Southwest Rocks is the Rock Pool Motor Inn. Dine in the award-winning restaurant or push out a few handstands in the pool. The Rock Pool is the perfect place to unwind after a big day out on the water. For bookings or more information, to go to www.rockpoolmotorin.com.au.
Now, coming up after the break, we say farewell to the coast and head west to that inland fishing mecca, Dubbo. Let's talk about fishing gear now on Hook, Line and Sinker. This is Cord Lucas from Wilson, Australia, mate. You are the head rod manufacturing designer from Wilson. You know everything about rods.
I try to, Andrew.
Mate, we're talking about Texalium rods. Just tell us some of the features of these.
Okay, these are a rod based on an aluminium integrated cloth.
Yep.
They have a full Fuji fit out. They have a 3-stage coating process, and they are an Australian-built work of art.
Right, aluminium. Tell us the features of this stuff here. It looks impressive.
It also works impressive when you put it together with the standard light fibre combination of blank.
Yep.
It's lighter, stronger, and more durable than your carbon composite rods or your standard fiberglass blanks.
It is incredibly light, and I guess this part here gives the rod strength.
It does, yet with still the famous light fibre sensitivity.
Yeah, pull on it. Look at that, the strength through the butt here, and then the sensitive tip. Folks, ask for them by name. Live fibre Texalium rods. They're top of the range, but they're well worth it.
Australia's Big Things, brought to you by Southern Cross Telco. The next big thing for all your home and business communication needs.
Tourists come in their thousands from on the other side of the world just to see this.
Isn't it magnificent? This, of course, is the Big Banana, and it's been welcoming tourists here to Coffs Harbour for 40 years, Andrew. It's kind of the big thing that began it all, the big thing to rule them all.
I can't believe how excited you are.
Yes.
But after 40 years, folks, does the Big Nanny still stack up?
Compared to a real banana, the Big Banana is very, very big indeed, but compared to some other big things, it's not that big. A score of 6 for scale.
Middle of the road marks for realism also. We feel writing on the banana detracts from its banana authenticity. 6 again.
Where the Big Banana excels is value adding. Big al fresco dining area, souvenirs galore, and the sort of street cred that only comes after 40 plus years in the big thing business. 9 out of 10.
A total score of 21 and equal top of the big thing leaderboard.
Did you know with Southern Cross Telco and Mobile, there are no contracts and no monthly fees? You just pay for the calls you make.
All right, well, it's day whatever, I'm not sure, day a lot, and we're on the road again. But finally, we've had a change of scenery and a change of road. We've left the Pacific Highway and the East Coast behind, and we're heading west, and we're going up the mountains, up the Great Dividing Range, Nick.
Yeah, very exciting, Andrew. It's mountainous, hilly country. It's not quite as hot. And obviously, we're heading to that well-renowned fishing destination.
Yes.
Dubbo.
Yeah, wonderful fishing at Dubbo.
Oh, God, there's a big corner here.
Don't crash. We
Really tossed her away.
Hold on a minute. Dubbo is not renowned for its fishing, I don't think.
No.
But when organising the itinerary for this trip, we just looked on the internet to see, you know, where there was somewhere in inland New South Wales to go fishing. And pretty much there's nowhere. So
Yeah.
we've just picked Dubbo.
Yes, because it's a long way away.
Ten hours ago we left Southwest Rocks, which is one of Australia's best fishing locations, to come out here to the back of Dubbo and catch some inland species, Nick. 10 hours in
Andrew,
the car.
you told me romantic stories about a little babbling stream called Bethany Creek. Well, Bethany isn't babbling, Bethany is deceased.
I did research, and when I did research, I looked on the internet about where we can catch a yellow belly or a Murray cod, and it had a picture, of a river with water.
Yes, well, sadly, there's no water here. So do you know of any other rivers or creeks in the area, another river?
Well, yeah, it won't be a problem because there's always a river somewhere.
Yeah, you're not on that show, pal. All right, well, this is a little bit better, Hardy. This river has water in it, and that is a very, very good start when you've driven 10 hours to get here.
Yeah, no, lovely spot, Dubbo. We've come back to Dubbo.
Yep.
The main town of
Yep.
Dubbo. As I say, magnificent place.
Yeah.
Long way away from anything.
Pretty much. You can still keep going out west for miles and miles and miles, but we're not going to because we've found water, and this is the Macquarie River.
Apparently a fairly major river in Australia.
Yes, lovely river, named after Governor Macquarie.
He brought merino sheep to Australia.
Yes. There are fish in here. There are a lot of the native kind of species.
Yellow belly, Nick. That's
Yep.
what I want to catch
Do
today,
you?
yellow.
I
There's
wanna-
also Murray cod in here.
The locals just recently took a 40-pounder from under the bridge,
I think
just
we
up
might
there.
be a bit undergun with our gear.
Yeah, and don't think we'll be getting 40-pounders. However, we'll chuck, you got a lure there, we've got some worms, we'll throw them in.
Worming for yellows, Nick.
Yeah, God, it doesn't get much better than that.
That's a better bite. I don't know what to do, I've frozen. I think I've got one. A fish from the Macquarie. Oh, have a look at this. We have driven 10 hours. 10 hours, and that is a magnificent little fish. That's a catfish. Oh, I love this spot. I love fishing for native Australian fish. It's really one of my favourite types of fishing. That's a beauty. Really happy about that.
All right, very good news for you and for us now. This is Joe, one of the local Dubbo fishermen, along with his mate here. And Joe, you've come to save us. Are we doing the right thing?
At the moment, mate, you are doing the right thing. The yellow belly are on the bite.
Yeah.
You've got the worms.
And so it's pretty much that simple, a bit of a running rig, chuck it out into the river there and see what happens.
Yeah, the main objective is to get it out into the stream.
Yep.
And basically, you should land yourself a fish, mate. Nice yellow belly.
And we could catch a cod even?
Yeah, cod, I mean, At the moment, I mean, the river's a bit low.
Bit unlikely.
Yeah, but I mean, you never know your luck, mate, you know.
Now, what about these brown snakes?
Yeah, you get a few around here. Like, there's a couple that actually live around here down on Sandy Beach.
This is the reason Joe brings a shovel with him.
Shovel, mate, it's always handy, you know, even though they're protected, but I mean...
Just to fend them off.
Yep.
Fend them off.
Got to protect ourselves too, you know,
Righto, mate.
basically.
Well, I'm doing what you're doing, so we should catch a fish shortly.
No worries, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're on, mate, you're on.
Oh, yes, Andrew. Yes, indeed.
Better fish?
I think a little better, yes.
This worming sort of suits us because we can just sit down.
Well, I've enjoyed it.
Don't have to move.
I've sat here. It's a reasonably warm day in Dubbo today, around about 32 degrees. And it's certainly not all that taxing.
Yellow? Yellow?
Don't know. Couldn't say.
You're going easy on him, aren't you?
I don't want to blow this fish.
No.
We'll just string out the...
I cannot tell you how excited I am right now.
It feels as though there is a little bit of weight about
I
this.
think you've got a yellow.
Oh, he's going back the other way.
You've got a yellow. You've got a yellow.
Oh, it's a glorious
Yellow.
fish.
Have a look down here.
One of the premier Australian native fighting fish.
Well done, Nick. Well done, Nick.
Look at that.
Not a big yellow.
No, but a solid fish. Certainly better than anything we've seen so far today, your catfish notwithstanding.
Yes. Real perch-like fish, aren't they?
Like the Nile perch.
Similar to the Nile perch.
Look at that. But that's a nice little fish.
That is a nice little fish.
And
On the worms.
got sharp gill rakers there, Andrew.
Gill
Just be
rakers
careful
and
of that.
spikes up here too, which would hurt you.
Yeah.
But that's a lovely little yellow belly.
Oh, and that's a beautiful release technique for a wonderful Australian fish. Anyway,
I've got the yips.
I'll get the hook out and we'll let him go. Andrew, just remember not to do that again. Yellow belly and the famous Murray cod are the two glamour freshwater species in the Dubbo region. The Macquarie River fishes best when the water levels are on the rise.
A well-placed worm in a deeper pool may just reward you with the fish of a lifetime.
Next week it's bye-bye Dubbo, hello Canberra as we chase the famous mud marlin of the national capital.
Then it's south to Merimbula for some offshore action, all when Road Trip Australia continues next week.